An Atmanirbhar Bharat needs a coherent policy. All sectors will be open to private sectors also. Public sector enterprises will continue to play an important role in defined areas. We need a coherent policy because sometimes you opened up some sectors in piecemeal. This sector is open but not that. That sector has always been with public sector, it shall be with public sector. It's never available for others. So, we are coming up with a coherent policy wherein private sector will be allowed to participate in every sector available, but of course public sector will continue, and they will continue to play a very critical role. And public sector, when I say public sector, I mean public sector enterprises. Public sector enterprises will continue to play a very important role, and we shall now define the areas in which their presence will be impactfully felt. So the Government of India will announce a new policy which will broadly categorize strategic sectors and the others.
तो एक आजादी मिली थी 1947 में मेरे ख्याल से, और ये आजादी आज मिल रही है सरकारी कंपनियों को। और जिस तरीके से काफी सारी सरकारी कंपनियों का, आशीष, एक इतिहास रहा है अंडर परफॉर्मेंस का, यानी कि आप एक जगह पर तुलना कीजिए निजी बैंकों की और दूसरी तरफ तुलना कीजिए सरकारी बैंकों की। और ये मैं सिर्फ 1 या 2 साल की नहीं बात कर रहा आशीष, अगर आप 5 साल का, 10 साल का भी इतिहास निकाल के देख ले तो आज के तारीख में सरकारी बैंकों ने लोगों की पूंजी का सर्वनाश किया है जहां तक रिटर्न ऑन इन्वेस्टमेंट का सवाल है, और दूसरी तरफ निजी बैंकों ने उतने ही बेहतरीन तरीके से लंबी अवधि के निवेशकों को एक पैसे कमा कर दिए हैं, यानी कि मुनाफा कमा करके दिया है। और उसी लिहाज से अगर आप देखने जाए तो चाहे वो BHEL हो, चाहे वो BEML हो, BEL हो, ऑयल मार्केटिंग कंपनीज हो, ऑयल एक्सप्लोरेशन कंपनीज हो, कोयले की माइंस हो, या फिर मेटल्स कंपनियां हो, सभी क्षेत्र में अगर आप देखने जाए तो जो रुझान रहा है वो काफी नकारात्मक, तो ये मानता हूं।
One second, sir. I want to ask
before you go to him, no, I think he will not be able to answer this question as much as I can. First of all,
I thought you said he's kind of
I want to join issue with Nilkant because I don't think the private banks have covered themselves in any glory whatsoever. We have more scandals in the private banks today than we have in the public sector banks. And nobody can blame only the public sector banks. There are more scandalous things coming out of the cupboard of private sector companies. There are more scandalous things coming out of the cupboard of private sector NBFCs, private sector HFCs. And this government is trying to clean up that mess. And that is the consequence that Nilkant you're talking of. I don't think privatization is the panacea of all the problems of this country. The public sector banks today are the reason why India has developed so much. They are the reason we see all over the country infrastructure, power plants, manufacturing companies. They are the ones who held the hand of Indian entrepreneurs through thick and thin and helped us come where we are. I am a beneficiary. I am what I am today because of the public sector banks, because of IDBI, ICICI in its earlier avatar as a development financial institution. No private bank would give money to a young entrepreneur just wanting to start a new business. It's the government banks that stood by me through thick and thin. When I had labor trouble, the private bank wanted to pull the plug. The government bank stood by me and said, no, tide over it, we are backing you up. I think it's time we recognize the important role they are playing. Not to say that we should not privatize, not to say that we should not disinvest. Government has no business to be in business. I support that. But let's not castigate the private sector bankers. They've done some huge work for this country. And I think it's a matter of pride for India that we have projects in the remotest corners of India. No private bank, including the one where my friend Nilesh Shah works, has ever lent to any industry 1 rupee. They've never lent to any exporter, taken any risk capital. It's the government banks that have taken risks and created entrepreneurial spirits in the country. Hats off to these bankers for the adverse circumstances, very, very adverse circumstances in which they have worked. They have been willing to take risks which these private banks have not. Private banks are looking at cozy, comfortable retail lending. cozy, comfortable lending to very, very safe borrowers who pay 42% tax possibly, but they are not willing to lend to the poor farmer. They are looking at soft spots whether they can lend to a sugar plant and categorize it as an agricultural loan. And I think we must and continue to support the public sector banks if we want India to really grow in a big way.
At this moment, the Reserve Bank of India has now placed Yes Bank, one of the country's major private banks, under moratorium. The board of the bank has been superseded for a period of 30 days, and this is important. The maximum withdrawal limit has now been fixed at rupees 50,000 only. The Reserve Bank of India says the financial position of Yes Bank has undergone a steady decline due to its inability to raise capital to address potential loan losses and resultant downgrade. So Yes Bank, the latest bank now to find itself in the crosshairs of the Reserve Bank of India. And the important news that's coming in, the Reserve Bank of India now finds itself, it's been anticipated for a while, but finds itself in the eye of a storm.
नमस्कार दोस्तों, मेरा नाम आशीष भवानी है और मैंने यूनाइटेड बैंक ऑफ इंडिया से अभी हाउसिंग लोन और बिजनेस लोन ली थी। उसमें मेरी सभी बैंक कर्मचारी ने अच्छी मदद की और सभी का मैं शुक्रिया अदा करना चाहता हूं। और अभी हाल ही में मैंने सुना है कि बैंकों का प्राइवेटाइजेशन हो रहा है और आप जानते होगी कि सभी सरकारी बैंक का सभी चार्ज नॉर्मल है और सभी प्राइवेट बैंक का सर्विस चार्ज बहुत महंगा है। इसलिए मैं सभी को, मेरे दोस्तों को भी बताया था कि ये हाउसिंग लोन और मुद्रा लोन सभी सरकारी बैंक में से ले और उसकी सुविधा बहुत अच्छी है।